Hi, you're watching Cooking with Diane. I'm Diane, and today I want to talk to you about salting your food. How do you make your food taste as good as it does in restaurants? Often the answer is as simple as adding more salt. The secret to salting the right amount is to taste as you cook. So when recipes say salt to taste, they literally mean add a little salt and then taste it. How does it taste? Does it taste bland? Okay, add more salt. Then taste it again. Keep doing that, adding salt in little bits and tasting it every time until it tastes really good and flavorful to you. What I like to use in my regular home cooking and what I know most restaurants use is diamond crystal kosher salt. It's not super coarse, but it is flaky. The flakes help the salt stick to food better, and it also makes it easy to pick up and sprinkle on your food, whereas some salts get really sticky when you try to pick them up and sprinkle them. It's important to really taste your food and taste your salt and see what you like and what you like to work with. So let's talk about how to physically put the salt on your food. What I see a lot of people do is they just sprinkle the salt in while they're cooking. And what I see some other people do is they'll take the whole box or tube or whatever of salt and they'll use a spoon to just drop some salt in there. The method of putting salt in your food that will give you the most control is to use your hands. So what every restaurant does and what I do at home is they have a container with salt in it. I have this ramekin full of salt on my counter at all times, just so it's ready and within reach. You take your hand, all 5 fingers, and you grab a pinch of salt. And then you're going to rub your fingers together while also kind of waving your wrist back and forth to really sprinkle the salt over your food. You also want to think about where your hand is in relation to the pan. If I'm salting my food from right here, then chances are my salt is only going to go to that one spot in the pan. So I learned to salt from a great height. I hold my hand all the way up here and sprinkle from there and really snow the salt down on the food. And this again will help spread it out and give an even coating of salt everywhere. So you can see if you're just using a spoon to put a little salt in your food, you're only getting salt in that one place. If you grab the salt with all 5 fingers and really sprinkle it around from a great height, you're going to get salt all over your food evenly. Now last I want to talk about when to salt your food. Something I learned that has really helped my cooking is the mantra, salt every step. Every time you add something to the pot, you also add salt. Adding salt at different points in the cooking process is going to build layers of flavor, which is going to give your dish more complexity. So let's say I'm cooking some onions in a pan. As soon as I add the onions to the pan, I'm going to add some salt to them. This is going to help break down the onions so they're going to cook faster and more evenly, but it's also going to bring out the flavor of the onions. Now that my onions are getting a bit brown, I want to add something else to the pan. I'm going to add some kale. That's great. I added something else to the pan, so now I'm going to add more salt to the kale. Now let's say I'm boiling water to make pasta. Most of this water is going to go down the drain later, so I don't need to worry about over salting it. I actually want it to be really salty. So in this case, I'm just going to dump a whole bunch of salt into the pasta so that the water itself is salty like the sea. If you're not sure how much salt to add to make your water taste salty like the sea, go ahead and taste a little bit. See if it tastes salty to you. If it doesn't, add more salt. That's all I have to say on salt for now. Please don't be scared of salt. Please salt your food. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.